You're watching WHEXEN, the latest in Hexen broadcasting. I am Gaming Wolf Plays, and today, more Clericola. Haha. The longest game of clericdom in the world. The world of the cleric is a long one. Where are we going, Treebeard? We're going somewhere. Alright, today we're gonna do all of fucking Darkmere, aren't we? Oh boy, swamp-tastic! I love a good swampy swamp. When I'm swamped with work. Well, I mean, work on this stuff. Put it all together, baby. Gotta make it all set up. Wow, this is gonna be a long one, huh? I'll say this for Shadowwood, it's longer. And in Charger and in Cutter. One of the most useful Kirby abilities, the Cutter. Am I right? Well, yeah, there's the other advantage of using that. Precise hits can't hits. With modicum of damage. I was gonna say moderate, but no, a modicum makes more sense. What is your modicum? That's what I say. If I know how much, would you pray for me? I hope you enjoyed my Viper on the Dharma joke. If I have a sequel to that, it's going to be Viper and the Dharma and Greg. That's right. Bullhorn switch, ahoy. It's a shame we're well past the point of you no longer needing a walkthrough. If you got this far, or maybe you just want to jump to Cleric part first. I don't know how to help you there, but these are numbered, so the context is better that way. Just an FYI. It's not like something this will always happen, where I do multiple playthroughs of a different character. I can tell you what game that probably won't happen with, which is Rise of the Triad. Because, well, there's a couple reasons, but the big one is Extreme Rise of Triad. There's really only one character you can play as, otherwise you can't do it. It's actually really strange that they made it that way, but yeah. The same would imply for In Pursuit of Greed. Yeah, oddly enough, In Pursuit of Greed is actually fairly similar to Rise of the Triad's engine. Kind of, but not really. It's it's definitely slightly after Doom. Or slightly before, not after, you know. But yeah, in Hexen, character choices make more of an impact on how the game is laid out. Even if you kind of understand what you need to do by this point. If only I could have more Molotors, then I could take some Molotourism. I'd put my show on the road. Yep. That is the way we do it. Welcome to the game of the acid reflux disease. Pretty please. Oh yeah, I think I mentioned this already, but yo, if you guys want me to move from Twitter, I can do that. I don't actually have to be attached to Twitter. There's just people I know there that are using it. So if we all move collectively, I probably will, but it's just like, I don't know where the hot spots are at, dude. I need like an invitation. Although now I feel silly for not taking an invitation much sooner, but you know, I learned a lot about myself that had nothing to do with how Twitter itself developed. So, there you go. And no, it doesn't mean go to Jack Dorsey's other thing. Not quite. Not quite, sir. Either way, a good thing you could probably do is ask me about your Discord or something like that, and we could just like chill out there. But you still need to be able to blog, I think. So that's one thing Twitter is supposed to do. It's just supposed to connect blogging together, and if it doesn't really do that, then it's going to lose its appeal pretty damn fast, no matter what you think is going on. You know, I really like the swamp level because, despite the fact that it is foggy, it seems to be the brightest in the game, which is great, I guess. So, fog. Fog is good, not when mixed with smoke, because then you have smog. And when you turn into a dragon, then you have smog. And then when you are so confident in yourself about it, it's called smug. Many an episode was created about such a thing. Oh, so funny stuff. I like how these trees kind of look. More detail on the sprite work than you would have thought necessary, but they actually look like, they actually kind of look like mandrakes, don't they? Yes. I kind of remember what a mandrake looks like. But the only reason behind that has to do with me playing Tropical Freeze that one time and be like, ah, this is what a mandrake looks like. Sad thing about Tropical Freeze is my silly self before playing that was going to be like, okay, every world is going to be a nice one. Finally. No. It's just the last one. But it's good. Only problem with that is, I'm not really in a position where I want to do, like, well, never mind Wii U's problems of having a double screen situation. I'm not in a position where I want to do, like, Switch LPs. There's multiple reasons for that, but the big one is just, I'd probably need to get a capture card. Like an actual capture card for a TV. And, considering the number of games in which I don't need to do that, I don't feel like I'm up for it. Sorry. So if you're expecting Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, I'm sorry. I've beaten it, though. Trust me on this. It's not easy. Being cheesy. Instead, probably get the first one. Oh, wait. Did I already hit that what I'm going to do? Yeah, you know what? I'm allowed to talk it, what I might do in the future. You know, there's no crime against that. But that's probably what I'm leaning towards. It's Donkey Kong Country Returns. I have it all set out already. I mean, I already played it, so I kind of know what to expect. Unfortunately, my hesitance to do it before, for quite a while, had to do with the 3DS version. Because it added extra content, but it's also a 3DS, which means 2 screens, and I just don't have a 2-screen recording rule in yet. More importantly for handhelds, while I can be fine with their resolution, the other thing is if I were to do Game Boy recordings, which I'd like to do again, but we should really have the whole color situation fixed on that. Because it's like when you have FM synthesis for MIDIs, like it's the default sounding, but there isn't really a default color for Game Boy other than just like black and white versus how it's interpreted on the screen on the original console, which is a green tint. I don't know what to think about that. Because it's not really the screen's color. It's just the amount of black that's being used on top of the green screen. You think that you could use on everything else, but no. Kind of like how a Game & Watch worked out. Aw, these two guys were having a really close conversation. I don't know if they always spawn stuck, or if an Etten spawned at an enemy spawn, which is the likelier answer. How does it go now, brown cow? Brown cow, wait for the poison cloud to dissipate and leave the area before you get secondhand smoke. Oh yeah, you know secondhand smoke? You ever hear of third-hand smoke? It's when someone smokes through their coat and it remains in their coat, and then you put it on and you're like, hey. So that's third-hand smoke. I know, on second-hand clothing, that's a hand-me-down. Not quite what you're meaning. Although many hands have come across smoke in recent years of year. It's been the #1 reason to oppose smoking, simply because whether it's good for you or not, well, I kind of know it's not good for you. Whether it's good for you or not, it's more of a case of if you smoke it from someone else, you know, you want to convince companies to be against secondhand smoke, here's an easy way. Make them realize that other people are smoking the customer smoke for free. Now, I know what you're saying. Oh, wait. That means they'll be addicted and want to buy some more of that smoke elsewhere after the initial free sample. Okay, yeah. Maybe. But I don't know how addictive secondhand smoke is. I don't want to find out. Let's not find out. Say we did. I actually did encounter secondhand smoke. was younger, just once. I was at like a, what was it, a neighbor's house, friend's house, something like that. And it was late at night. We were playing Grand Theft Auto 3. It was fresh off the PS2. And I was like, wow, I want to try this. I was having fun with the Pogo Car mode. Grand Theft Auto 3 is a classic of classics right now. But but yeah, this lady just like had a cigarette, smoked right in front of my face. That's the first and only time that's ever happened. I don't think she was doing it on purpose, or maybe she was. It was like sarcastic smoking, or whatever you want to call that. It's not like I cared about this thing. All I cared about was, ooh, cool video game where you can do everything in a car. How we justified it, like, this might have been even been a birthday party or maybe a New Year's. I don't remember what the reason was. But I do remember there was a bunch of people at the house. At this house. Not mine. Not my house. There's a bunch of people there. And basically the idea is we just hot seat this. Every time someone got wasted, the controller would pass to someone new. And just rotate like that. It was the fairest idea. Back when hot seat gaming was still a thing. And in a way it still is. If you ever have friends over your house, yeah. I hope Nintendo's learned about why local multiplayer is not going to really work out for them too much. I mean, I can't even do local multiplayer. I mean, I guess I would have thought of doing local multiplayer on my PC, but then, you know, you realize controllers can attach to your computer well before they were USB drive things. Oh yeah, I believe there's like a website that maintains like a DOSBox multiplayer simulation or whatever, instructions on how to do that. I have forgotten what it is. I haven't really used it because, well, I need other people to use it with. But it'd be a good system if you ever wanted to try some multiplayer directly through DOS, but your better bet is probably directly through SourcePort, honestly. Besides other reasons, such as modding. Or like, I don't know, screen sharing? Screen sharing kind of need a little more work because, you know, you want to share the app, not the entire screen, and, you know, if you're giving people permission to use your screen, that probably invites hacking. At least to random people. Not to people you know, but you have to trust them. It's like, don't mess with my computer, bro! And be like, I won't, bro. And then they do. It's like, I thought you said no. Oh no! Now the pork is poisoned. Ah, oh crop, it's pork. Burning alive, burning alive. Get the mana burning alive. Wow, that's the most exciting thing that's happened all game, is porcolating all over that place. Don't forget Porcolator 2, Bacon Day. The Judgment Bacon. Yeah, there we go. Porcolator 2, Judgment Bacon. And then what, oh shit, I forgot what the forgot what the byline for Terminator 3 was. Damn it. I also don't even know about the canon of, like, 3, 4, and 5 versus Dark Fate. I don't know what's up with that. I don't think I've ever seen a movie franchise have a diverging, like just one diverging timeline like that before. But given that there's time travel, it doesn't matter. I mean, I guess it does matter if you're a continuity addict like me. But since I play video games, not exactly for the story, I don't have to worry about things like that. Like, why is Episode 4 Wolfenstein 3D harder when it's supposed to be a prequel? Well, you know. Prequels are tough to win, which means I was better at the... What do you call it when it's not a pre, a C, or an inter? Is it just a quill? Is every first title a quill? I submit that it is. I submit that I'm getting my butt hurt for no reason. I submit that you're all silly pantses. What is the plural of pants? It's just pants. But what about the singular pant? The pant leg? Pantaloon, the doubloons in my pantaloons when I'm hired out in the Spanish, the something, the rules. That's cool how I can walk on the instantly downing walls like that. Would have never occurred to me to be so downing in my downing place. Thank you, Robert Downey, the scrubber from British Petroleum on Doves Jr. don't think it has anything to do with that. I was making a really long-winded joke. The best kind? Nope. Nope. I'm sorry, you're stuck with me forever. I'm going to be long-winded for as long as it wins. Why? Because I've been playing video games for so long. That's why. I have no choice but to be long-winded. I'm remembering all kinds of things, and I have a need to talk about them. I was related to someone like that. But, like, they only start being long-winded in their old age. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why wait till your old age? Do it now, so you can get as much talk out there as you possibly can. So that's what I'm doing. Take it from me, a not old person yet. But then also take it from me, who will be old. Probably another reason I don't want to be an actor. I don't want to be like, keep it going and be like, yeah, I look like I still fit in this, even though I'm like 8 years old. I think the worst part is when people replace you with a CGI replica, and you're just like, what are you supposed to do? You're dead. You can't sue. I guess that's what the estate is for, but then you have to assume that the estate owners are approximate to the wishes of the original person. You don't know that. That's the whole problem. That's the whole damn problem. But, yeah. I think I disagree a lot about copyright, but one thing I do agree on is that a person should have copyright about their own self, which is why having a CGI replica of yourself, yeah, that's more than just a copyright problem. I think you should just not do that. If it's not yours, if it's not you. But what about, like, if you use an emoji that's just someone's face? Like, then what? It's not really art now, is it? It's someone's face. You're taking their face, bro. What about if you're imitating someone's voice? Then what? All this deepfake stuff? Well, I mean, I get you into trouble for other reasons, but I mean, yeah. Mimicking a voice. Even if that of a character, when you know it belongs to someone who is acting for that voice. What do you do in that case? Like, you sure as hell can't copyright the voice. But at the same time, should you copy the voice? I don't know. Copy left the voice. Became the original. Destroyed the original. Assumed his form. Invasion of the copyright snatchers. Or Attack of the Killer copyright tomatoes. That's right. Attack of the Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, that's right. Those review sites have gone too far. We have to stop them. I always like when I'm looking at a movie review and the critic's rating is, this is shit, and the audience rating is, this is awesome. Like, to an insane degree. You know why that is? There's an easy reason. One is, obviously, people don't align that way. So there's more audience members than there are critics. So the audience outnumbers critics by an insane degree. So there's that to think about. The other thing is, well, when an audience goes to see what's perceived as bad by a critic, they're not necessarily rating it highly out of spite. It's more like they expect it. Like, they expect a certain kind of movie going in. Like, say the critic doesn't like monster movies, for instance. But if you're going in just for the fact there's a monster and not for any overarching plot or something, you're getting what you paid for, so that would explain the rating. It's just people who are satisfied with what they thought was going to happen. As opposed to the critics compare. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. The audience is rating the movie based on how much they liked it. But the critics are rating the movie based on how it compares to every other movie out there. That is a big review difference you need to account for. Which is why both scores are there. I don't know if, like, again, I don't know if what I'm saying is true. But I feel like that makes the most sense. So, sometimes when I don't actually know what I'm talking about, I do the next best thing, which is guess. Until it gets replaced by what's actually true. And that's how science works. Yep. The trouble with that is, instead of just trial and erroring, a lot of people just, like, take hunches and be like, does this work? Without even considering if it should even do anything. But that's how we get leaps and strides, by trying things you wouldn't have thought would make any sense at all. So, if you're a scientist, don't be afraid to do something stupid. Unless you think it's dangerous. Then I understand completely. I don't know what it is I'm hearing in the swamp. some animals, some background noises,
Some other stuff.
some vibrating, and shit. Let me go check the things. Oh, hang on a sec. Oh, that was my cat. Again. Kind of have to stop when your cat's like, hey, I'm done here. I'm just like, okay. I don't trust my cats to open doors. One actually does open doors, and I definitely don't trust him. How he got so smart as to be able to open a door is anyone's guess, but holy shit. If you have a cat that owns a door, put your locks on. Holy crap. I've actually locked people out when I didn't mean to, just because I knew the cat would open that door. I'm just like, god damn it, no. So, but that wasn't that cat. That was just a cat that seems to forget that it has a voice when it wants something. It's the only cat I know that doesn't meow to leave. I'm just like, well, okay. So occasionally I have to look to the side while I'm doing videos and, you know, yep. That's just context for the interruption, don't worry about it. Smack them in the face, gives me more to talk about. Actually, one thing I enjoyed was, I don't know how much you care about Mortal Kombat, but I did like that there was like an analysis of fatalities by like emergency room doctors or something. I'm like, that's a great idea. You need to get on that. Yeah, I feel like if there's a whole channel dedicated to analyzing fatalities, I think it could go far. I'm gonna check if someone's done something like that. Because I'd be able to provide where you can find said fatalities, but not like the context behind what they all mean. So we need some kind of morbid morgue expert or some shit, right? Or someone who enjoys serial killer murder movies or whatever. I don't know. All I know is I got a wall to ride into the next train to somewhere else. Ticket to ride. Ticket to ride, ticket to ride. That's right. Uh-oh. This is awkward. Maybe I could let him come down. Wait, what? Change places? Well, screw you, man. Maybe he'll suck some of your health a little bit and hope he doesn't suck back on me. The dreaded reverse suck. Wait, that's just blow. Oh. Oh, yeah. I like how saying something sucks and something blows means exactly the same. In a derogatory sense. That's great. Alright. Reason number 1 why you do not try to suck the health of, like, a dozen centaurs. It's not gonna work. I am kind of amused that doesn't work while they're blocking. Like, I get that they're blocking the projectile, but the fact that I'm trying to, like... If a vampire goes in and sucks your blood, but you have a shield that blocks projectiles, you don't say, haha, now I'm taking your blood, you fucking vampire, by holding a shield directly in their face. I don't think that's how it works. See, I have things to say about the cleric playthrough that are relevant. Hooray me! Yes. Well, that just means we have to make the video go longer. Uh-huh. Oh, is that the case? Yes. I'm glad none of my needs to stop videos have stopped yet. I think that's going to help with, like, some things, because a lot of these are going to go on longer than I would like. Especially when I do custom Doom levels at somewhere in the far future that end up being so large that even a single level takes like an hour. But it's hard for me to talk directly for an hour like this, so I have to think of when I need to stop in between. So there is editing. It's just more like physical editing than video editing. Like, I edit my behavior, I edit what I think I'm going to say before I say it, which is hard, since clearly I'm not using that many filters as you might think. No filter is a you know, this should probably be the time where you use that rook of awesomeness. And also health. Yeah. Alright, we're good now. Are you ready not to die? Let's go and not die. I get that rook piece. It's the best rook piece and I get the swamp key. It's the best swamp key, and I teleport. And I don't remember the logic of how I teleport, but that was happening in 3 different ways. I thought I was stuck, but I guess I just did something slightly wrong. Yes, indeed. It worked that time. There might have been something I missed, intellectually, cerebrally, that would have made that easier. But, you know, invincibility is kind of like a cheat code. And usually it is. If I go down the other way, how would you like to be that person? Man, I hope I never have to switch from YouTube for like dozens of years. The logistics of moving your videos around is a nightmare. Seriously. I think that's one of the facts we're going to have to face in modern internet society is how much can we actually store? I don't know if you know, but there might be concerns on that. I don't know if there is, like, because, I mean, you need power to run the servers, right, to store all the stuff. How long can that go on for until there's, like, an entire server farm the size of a small country? Especially if you decide to store, be like, yes, on my servers, or on this island. No, and there has to be redundancies. There has to be redundancies to servers. Or they're just going to, like, get shut down at any point and be like, there goes all my videos. Video gone. Or like at a time where you didn't have to pay for a video hosting service, it's no wonder YouTube is the best. Or became the best. Was the best? Yeah. Say what you will, but there are some videos that to pay for to use, and that's assuming they'll even let you upload that much with their payment anyway. Yeah. I'm always confused when there's a limit to how much a company will give you if you're actually in a position where you're willing to pay more. It depends on the context of what you're paying for. But say I wanted to buy, like, an even faster internet connection. It's like, I'll pay money if you give me the internet. And they'd be like, no. Like, imagine that. Just hamstringing. Press that button. Don't forget your hamstring. It's made from a string of a ham, and it goes right in your leg with the pork. That's the pork. Now I'm thinking about pulled pork. Great job. Hey, guy. Oh. I just remembered something. I think I still have, like, a Stromboli somewhere. If that's what that is. Yeah. Remind me to try a Stromboli again. A Stromboli can be quite a pain because it is the cheesiest thing in the cheese world. Also, when you eat it, it's like, that's good. I'm done for a week. I no longer require sustenance for quite a long while. Can you go down the glittering path of the glitter girls? Yeah, ha ha ha. Oh, you know, I never actually looked at that perspective that way. That looks kind of neat. Hey, remember at some parts of Heretic where I had to, like, shoot that wall at, That's right, it was the Shattered Bridge, the last level of Episode 4, and you have to actually shoot the backs of this wall, like, towards the beginning in order to make, you know, the bridge actually function. Oh my god. Like, I can't believe it. Like, usually when I used to do that, it was always... I just lucked out because I was hitting so many things that I eventually hit the trigger spots for it. And I was just like, this bridge is wholly complete. Until I looked it up and someone was like, you gotta shoot these exact spots. I'm like, who would think to do this? That's why I became enamored by the cryptic side of DOS games. I still kinda am. Especially when it's like, you figure out the trick and then it's like easy as fuck. That's my way of difficulty. It's like, it should be difficult until you figure out what to finally do. And then it's just a matter of execution. Which is where the fun comes in. When you execute the programs, they're not dead. They still live. Executable. The original executable file, the Hangman. Hangman.exe. Probably. That's a good question. What do you think the first .exe file was? Like... something to do with auto-exe, you think? Who can know in this world? This Pokemon world. anyways playing Pokemon again. It's just Sword and Shield still, but she wants to do a run where she has like 6 different Eevee evolutions. I'm like, okay. Sure. I'm just amused that it's just like she hadn't touched it in so long and now she's suddenly, I want to do this. I'm like, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. It's like, she doesn't even need my advice yet because he's just consulting Bulbapedia and Cerebi for Pokemon data. I'm like, good. That's what I would do. But beyond that, like if she needs like super strategies, I'll be there. I was quite a Pokemon aficionado for a while. I stopped after 3rd generation. I shouldn't have. I should have stopped where most people suggest to stop, which is around 5th generation. And I gotta say, I agree. But it doesn't ultimately matter, because there's so many Pokemon ROM hacks, I don't need to care. In fact, Pokemon ROM hacks are on par with the number of Mario ROM hacks. It's insane! So I'm sure you can make a killing doing a channel doing a bunch of Pokemon ROM hacks. Sadly, I don't think I'll be doing that, but that's not really a problem. There's nothing wrong with Pokemon. I mean, essentially, what it comes down to is me grinding in a JRPG. That's not the focus of this channel, so it's not going to happen. Yeah, imagine all the shit I have to talk about in like a turn-based strategy game, and wondering how that's going to pan out, especially if there's silence at parts. It's like, are you even here?